Hello and welcome back to RevZolutions. Today you join me on the Forza 350, the 2021 model from Crescent Honda in Southampton. I've had this bike several days now. I've put quite a lot of miles on it, and this is a review on how I've found it. So what we're going to start with is the height of the bike. 5'7", as you know. Put my foot down and I'm on my tiptoes, so it's quite a high bike. Well, it's a low bike, but the reason you're high is because your legs are spread quite wide by the seat. So if you are quite a short rider, you may somewhat struggle with this bike. However, the seat is quite long, so you can maneuver yourself around the seat to make it quite comfortable to put your feet on the floor. The power of this bike, I believe it has about 29 horsepower. I'll put that up now so you can see exactly how much horsepower this bike does have. It isn't a lot, however, for what the bike is, it's perfect. It's a scooter at the end of the day. It's not a big powered bike. It is perfect for getting around town, getting in and out of traffic, great for filtering. So out of a 350 scooter, this is perfect amount of power to be able to get places, pick up the speed when you need to, or just bimble about quite nicely getting your shopping. So it's a good bike with a good amount of power. Now the under-seat storage is pretty good again. It does slope down to the front of the bike, and it is relatively deep. You could fit a nice amount of shopping in it. So if you are after a scooter with a nice amount of, say, luggage capability, the Forza 350 has definitely got that. And it's really easy to get into. It's all keyless, this bike, which is quite a nice feature. Personally, I'm not a fan of keyless bikes. I'd prefer to have a key, knowing that the key is doing all the security for me. However, when you do have a keyless bike, it's quite nice. So on this bike down here, you just put it over to the seat function. Once it's on there, you press your seat or you press your fuel and it will pop it open. Really straightforward. Just make sure that when you do have the keys in your pocket's done up. The last thing you want to do is lose your keys and then you are a little bit stuck. But as long as you have a good place to keep your keys on your person, you'll be absolutely fine. Shouldn't have any issues with that. The visibility out the wind mirrors, they are really good. You pretty much don't have to bring your elbows in or anything like that to see behind you. You can just adjust them. They actually do fold in as well, so moving it in and out of tight spaces, that's not a problem either. Just bend them in and the bike becomes relatively narrow, and you can just nip it in between like a gate post or anything like that you need to get in at your house or anywhere at work. The windscreen, electric, flick of a button, it's up nice and high. Another flick of a button and it's down low. That is amazing. You get on the motorway and that gives you ample protection on the motorway. Takes the wind off your body. You're still going to get in your helmet. What bike don't you get it in your helmet? But the majority of the wind just goes as soon as you lift up that windscreen. I'm keeping it down low this evening because it's been about 27 degrees today. It's still up nice and high at the moment. This is saying it's 29 degrees. We've suddenly got a nice heat wave, so I want the air flowing through my summer jacket. The brakes are really good. You squeeze that rear brake and boy does this bike come to a stop. Squeeze the front and the rear, you want a seatbelt. It really does stop it very quickly. Front brake alone is pretty good, but the rear brake I found on this is like really good. Compared to motorcycles, the rear brake actually works. The seat comfort, I've ridden a good couple of hours on this bike continuously. Stopped here and there just to get off and put a bit of fuel in, etc. But in general, the seat is really comfortable, and it's got like a slightly step up at the back, so it holds you in quite comfortably. The feet positioning on the bike, you can have them back like this, you can have them up forward or in the midsection. Again, it's really nice that you can move your feet around if they do get a little bit, or your legs get a little bit tired. The controls are nice and easy to find. The indicator is very simple to get hold of. I have to open my helmet now to get some airflow in. It is boiling. I said in my first impressions on this that you got to look down quite a bit. You do, however, you can just slightly move your head, see the speedo, so it's not too much of an issue. But again, you're going to get used to it if it is your bike and if you are in the market for scooters. Now, as it comes towards the styling of the Forza 350, I personally think it looks really futuristic, really sharp angled. I do like the way Honda have designed this. So if you're looking for a scooter that's of quite a modern futuristic design, the Forza 350 is well and truly up there with its competitors. The price for this bike, just over £5,000. I think it's reasonable. It's a good price. You can have a top box added to the rear of the bike. You can get a weather skirt, cargo net. So there's plenty of little features to this bike to make it like your own and make it a little bit more easier to get on with as a day-to-day bike. Now, this bike in its element is all about the cities, all about the towns, and if that's what you're buying the bike for, you are not going to be disappointed. It's got a good pickup on its acceleration, and where it's an automatic, the power is pretty much always just pin it open if you need to and you will move. One thing I have found quite different to get used to is having a handbrake on the top left lever and a handbrake on the top right lever. The right lever is obviously like a normal motorcycle, but put them together and like I just said, this bike definitely stops. This is quite a nice little area here. You got your fuel, you got your seat lift, you got switch the knob over to seat, you got off, push it to lock the steering wheel, push it to lock the handlebars. This bike also comes with a centre stand and a side stand, so if you do want to put it up on a centre stand, do some rear wheel maintenance, some cleaning, that is perfect. Pop it up there. It is a nice light bike. I think it's around about 150 kilograms. I'm going to put the weight up now for you. So it's a nice light bike. Manually handling the bike, again, where it's nice and light, it's not a problem whatsoever. All in all, I think this bike, for what it is, a really good value scooter. It does the job of a scooter really, really well. If you are looking for a bit more power out of a scooter, you got the Forza 750, which at some point I will do a review on. But for a 350, you got great fuel economy, cheap probably to insure, cheap to run. You've got a lot more money in your pocket, I'd say, running a 350 compared to the 750. And at the end of the day, it's about £5,000 cheaper. So if you're not too fussed about having a big powered scooter, at the moment I'd say go for the Forza 350. It's going to give you best bang for your buck. And like I said, the design of it, it looks really, really nice. Now this bike is courtesy of Crescent Honda in Southampton, where we're headed back now to drop the bike off. If you haven't already, check out Crescent Honda's website. They've got plenty of used and new bikes there for sale. The sales team are fantastic. They're top quality people. Pop in, have a chat, grab a coffee and pick out your next motorcycle. When you come to a stop on this bike as well, the bike stability is really good. As long as you can touch the floor, I'm pretty much on the balls and the toes of my feet. I do need to move forward slightly, but once you've sussed out the bike, it's not too difficult. The seat is actually really grippy, so when you go to change the positioning on the seat, so when you come to change your positioning on the seat, it does actually grip you really well, which is quite a nice feature. If I guess if you get caught out in a rain shower, you're not going to be slipping and sliding all over the place on this bike. So that's quite a nice safety comfort there. Now I know this has been a quick summary of the Forza 350. However, I've had some issues with the GoPro, some issues with the battery, so unfortunately that's all just been rectified just as I've had to give the bike back. But like I said, I've had it a few days. It is a good bike. It does handle really well for a scooter. It's not going to set the world on fire, but like I said, it's a scooter, and if you're in the market for a scooter, you've got a really good competitor right here. Now this would definitely have enough grunt to be able to take a pillion as well. I've taken a pillion on a Sinus 125 with 11 horsepower, so having nearly 30 horsepower is not going to be an issue taking a pillion. Tilts in nicely, there we go. Like I said, I haven't ridden scooters, but the simplicity of this bike is really easy. You get on it, you start it, you have to have the rear brake applied when you start it, otherwise it just won't happen. But let's face it, it's a twist and go. twist that accelerator, off you go. It's really quick off the line, and you got your brakes. You really can't get more basic than this, but that display gives you so much information. It really is good value for money. I keep saying it, but let's face it, £5,000 with Honda warranty, a brand new scooter with plenty of power for the road, plenty of power for what it's designed for. It's really good. If you have considered trying a Forza 350, I highly suggest coming down to Crescent Honda, have a chat with the sales team, get yourself booked in and take one out for a test ride. You won't be disappointed. I really can't see it. So that pretty much sums up my review on the Honda Forza 350. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications, and give us a big thumbs up. Until next time, ride safe, and I'll see you soon.